It's more fun in love it. It's more fun to learn.
A wonderful Art Adventure Day, everyone! Welcome to the first episode for the fourth quarter in Art Grade 7. I am your teacher, Mr. Sherwin Tres Cabrales. In the previous quarters, we discovered the different crafts and arts of Luzon, Mimaropa, Visayas, and Mindanao. For the last quarter in Art 7, we will be talking about the different festivals and theatrical forms of the Philippines. This lesson will take you to a journey of festivals and theatrical forms. You will become familiar with the different festivals and theatrical forms celebrated all over the country throughout the year. You will also understand how theatrical elements affect the creation and communication of the meaning in the Philippine festivals and theatrical forms as influenced by history and culture. Are you guys ready to explore? Let's go! Welcome to the first part of your lesson in art, Religious Festival. Religious Festival, dubbed as the Fiesta Island of the Pacific, the Philippines is home to rich, colorful, and lively festivals from Luzon to Visayas down to the southern tip of Mindanao. Filipinos have various ways of celebrating life's abundance. There are clear expressions of their being religious and a strong faith in their Creator. Fiestas showcase Filipino ingenuity at its finest. The fiesta is a part of bundle of Filipino culture. Through good times and bad times, the fiesta must go on. Each city and barrio have at least one local festival of its own, usually on the feast day of its, so that there is always a fiesta going on somewhere in the country. Among the festivals, the most elaborate festival is Christmas. Here are some of the religious festivals of the Philippines. Pahiyas Festival. The Pahiyas Festival is celebrated every 15th of the hot summer month of May. An extravagant and colorful affair in the quiet town of Lucban, held in honor of San Isidro Labrador, and it's the farmers' thanksgiving for a rich and bountiful harvest. The townspeople prepare many things for this festival. Among them is the all-important kiping. Kiping is a leaf-shaped, multicolored rice paste wafers used to decorate their houses with, along with agricultural produce like fruits, vegetables, and flowers. This visual presentation of the festival has garnered international recognition. The making of kiping is a time-consuming and tedious work. Process of making kiping. Start with a selection of leaves to use as molding. The kinds of leaves that are good to use are banana, talisay, and cacao. The leaves should be mature enough so that they can be used more than once and do not break off easily. These are cut down and wiped clean to avoid any gathering of dirt and inconsistency of color. After choosing your molding, let's prepare the rice plate. They use laon, a kind of sticky rice that is stuck for a year. Soak the laon for 2 hours and then ground, mixed with water, food coloring, and salt. The resulting paste is spread individually on each leaf, then steamed for 30 minutes. It will be left to dry under a shape and peeled off. Place on the top of another under a weigh and compress for half a day. These are stored in either a clean box or hang. People believe they should stay quiet when mixing to avoid cracking on the kipling. Even though the process is very long, the outcome is a beautiful sight to see. Next religious festival is the Obando Fertility Rite. The Obando Fertility Rite is a dance ritual and Catholic festival celebrated every May in Obando, Bulacan. Locals and pilgrims dress in traditional costumes, dance and sing in the town street to honor and visit Obando's 3 patron saints. We have San Pascual, Santa Clara, and Nuestra Señora de Salambao. The fertility dance is both a festival and a prayerful appeal for devotees. Couples who are childless can take this occasion to appeal for heavenly intercession and dance to please the Virgin of Salambao. The town folks dress in traditional costumes. The ladies wear Filipiniana with distinct designs and colorful kimono at saya, showing off the femininity and modesty of the ladies wearing them. Colorful and vivid-looking banderitas are seen hanging across the streets to welcome the dancers and visitors, complementing the colorful costumes the dancers are wearing. Next is Moriones Festival. The Moriones is a costume worn by Marinduqueños on the western side of Marinduque. However, it only takes place in 3 towns. We have Buwak, Gasan, and Mugpog. The costume is worn during a week-long festival called the Moriones Festival. This festival is held during the Holy Week, last week of Lent, 40-day period of fasting beginning on Ash Wednesday and ending of Saturday before Easter. During this week, the Moriones costume must be worn every day for a whole week. Morion means mask or visor that covers the wearer's face, which is part of the medieval Roman armor worn in biblical times. This festival is characterized by colorful and realistic Roman costume, vividly painted masks, and brightly colored tunics. It depicts the story of Saint Longinus, the Roman centurion that miraculously gained his eyesight when his eye was hit by Jesus' blood when he stabbed Jesus in the side of his torso. The masks are painted to look like surly Roman soldiers, detailing the eyes and facial expressions supposedly worn by the Sertonians. The masks are made from paper mache or hand-carved wood. Indigenous materials are used to guards and armor depending on the creativity of the maker and are sometimes adorned with varied colors of paper flowers. Other basic props include painted wooden sword or spears and shield. Traditionally, wearers' identities remain anonymously till the end of the festival, even to their families. This and the acting of being mean-tempered soldiers are all part of the festival traditional experience. The next religious festival that we are going to talk about is very well known because of its colorful costumes, the Ati Festival. Ati-atihan is a festival in honor of the Santo Niño and is celebrated by rejoicing and energetic merriment on the streets. The name means make-believe atis. The festival is also named after the Ati, the indigenous natives of the island. The festival is held on the third week of January every year on the second Sunday every Epiphany in Calibo in the Aklan province on the island of Panay. It is famous for being the wildest among the Filipino fiestas. This festival is very familiar to the Carnival celebration in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, with its elaborate attires and uninhibited dancing to the frantic beating drums. People partake by painting their faces in many different ways and designing and dress in creative, outstanding costume. The highlight of the festival is the native dance competition that runs for several days throughout the festival. The competitors cover their body with suot and paint their faces to portray the Ati. They wear different colors costumes, mostly made out of the following materials: balistambo, hair or tiger grass, which is made from native reeds, and other indigenous material to make the headdresses and garlands drape across the chest. The look is completed with paper flowers, woven rattan, and other kapis pieces as accessories. They sometimes wear long necklaces made out of wooden beads, painted brightly with various colors, and are often seen with painted wooden spears and shields as well. The next religious festival that we are going to talk about is from Cebu City, which is very well known for its lechon, dried mangoes, and the Sinolog Festival. The native dance of Sinolog commemorates the acceptance of the Filipino people of Christianity, more specifically Catholicism, to replace their belief in animalism. The word sulog means river current, which pertains to the dance steps being similar to a river's push and pull current. The main highlight of the festival is the Grand Street Parade that lasts almost a whole day, where the Sinolog participants are decked in brightly colored costumes, usually similar to the Santo Niños they display. The costumes are not limited to that. However, participants create their own variety of Santo Niño wear. Some are even dressed as angels and other martyrs, made out of the most ornate materials and items, topped with different kinds of accessories. They wear this very colorful and elaborate costume while dancing and to the music of drums, trumpets, and native gongs put together. On the last day of the Sinulog Festival, a water parade called the Fluvial Procession is held. A pump boat is decorated with flowers and candles to honor the Santo Niño riding on it. People lavish the boat with many ornaments and design, bringing to life the joy of embracing the ritual of the festival. Dinagyang Festival. The Iloilo Dinagyang Festival is a showcase of the rich heritage, colorful history, passionate devotion, and fun-loving spirit of the Ilonggo people. The festival traces its roots as a Thanksgiving celebration in honor of Señor Santo Niño, the child Jesus. Today, it has grown to be one of the Philippines' most spectacular religious and cultural festivals. The root word dagyang means to make happy. That's why colorful costumes and headdresses are made to represent the celebration full of joy and wonder and to create happy memories for all who are participating and watching. Warriors are dressed in colorful Eta costumes and are made to dance rhythmically and to perform various complicated formations to the thunderous beat of the drums. Outside these stages, everyone can enjoy the colorful costumes, booming drum beats, and energetic dances of their performers. The tribes perform street dance routines along the entire parade route. Vehicles are prohibited to enter the parade route and nearby streets. Walking in the prime mode of transportation within Iloilo City proper during the festivities. The last religious festival that we are going to discover is one of the most popular and biggest celebrations during May, and it is none other than the Flores de Mayo, which means flores in May. This is celebrated with flower offerings for the Blessed Virgin Mary in Catholic churches. The last day of the festival, the Santa Cruzan is held in honor of Elena of Constantinople and her son Constantine the Great. It celebrates the Queen legendary quest for Jesus' cross in Jerusalem. One of the most colorful aspects of the festival is the portrayal of characters in which there are a lot, and showing off the costume, usually holding pageants as well for the best well-dressed character. Each character depicts a personality and role and is usually recognized by an icon or symbol they carry during a parade or procession. The usual participants of the procession would go in order to arrangement based on the biblical figures and traditional personifications. Number 1 is Matusalem. We have also Reina Banderada, Eitas, Reina Mora, Reina ng Saba, Ruth at Noemi, Reina Judith, Reina Esther, Cleopatra, Samaritana or Santa Potina, Santa Veronica, Tres Marias, Reina Fe, Reina Esperanza, Reina Caridad, Reina Sentenciada, and of course we have Reina Abogada, Reina Justicia, Divina Pastora, Reina de los Angeles, Luklukan ng Karunungan, Susi ng Langit, Reina de las Estrellas, Rosa Mystica, Puso ni Maria or Corazón de Maria, Reina del Santísimo Rosario, Reina Luna, Reina Candelaria, Reina de la Paz, Reina de los Patricias, Reina de los Profetas, Reina de los Confesores, Reina de los Martires, Reina de los Apóstoles, Reina de los Santos, Reina del Cielo, Reina de las Virgines, Reina de las Flores, Reina Emperatriz, and Reina Elena. It is always the last member of the procession represents Saint Helena herself, whose invention of the true cross is symbolized by a small cross or crucifix that she carries in her arms. This considerably prestigious role is usually awarded to the most beautiful girl or important matron participating in the pageant. And of course, not to forget Constantino. It is the escort of Reina Elena. Here's our wrap-up for our lesson for today. We identified some of the religious festivals of the Philippines, the different ways of celebrating, costumes and props, culture and beliefs behind in it. Things will even get more interesting in our next episode for Art 7. Stay tuned. See you in our next adventure for Art 7. Again, this is Mr. Sherwin Frescabrales, your art teacher for today. Have a great day. Bye.